Salam sejahtera to MIMA TV viewers. My name is Jeslyn Tan, and I'm a researcher from the Center for Maritime Security and Diplomacy at MIMA. I'm glad to be here today to share my perspectives on maintaining ASEAN centrality under the Indo-Pacific strategy. Dear viewers, the Indo-Pacific is generally understood as a maritime-centric interconnected space between the Indian and the Western Pacific Oceans. It is home to sea lines of communication, SLOCs, critical for global maritime trade and energy supplies, such as the South China Sea and the Straits of Malacca, Sunda, and Lombok, and over 50% of global maritime trade passes through this region. Furthermore, it consists of the fastest growing consumer markets and emerging economies in Asia, accounting for about 60% of the world's GDP. Besides, the Indo-Pacific region has ongoing regional conflicts, such as tensions between North and South Korea and maritime territorial disputes in the East and South China Seas. There are 9 countries and regional organizations which have formulated their own Indo-Pacific strategy. They are the US, Japan, India, Australia, the EU, France, Germany, the Netherlands, and the UK. ASEAN has also introduced the ASEAN Outlook on the Indo-Pacific AOIP as a way to maintain its centrality and relevance in the Indo-Pacific discourse. However, the AOIP is not a strategic document, but rather a guidance for ASEAN member states. There are many similarities between the diversity of Indo-Pacific strategy, which can be understood as the common interest between these nations, such as in advancing the rule of law, connectivity, maintaining ASEAN centrality, and strengthening cooperation in science and technology, maritime security, as well as economy. However, there are 2 things that remain ambiguous in the various conceptions of the Indo-Pacific, which are geographical scope and the approach towards China. Although the quadrilateral security dialogue, which is also known as the Quad, seems like an initiative to contain China, nonetheless, the Indo-Pacific strategy of Japan and Australia does not close the door for cooperation with China on regional security and economic issues, like in the Korean Peninsula, non-proliferation, and non-traditional security challenges. Some observers have commented that the Indo-Pacific strategy will undermine ASEAN centrality. But my opinion is that the importance of ASEAN and ASEAN-led mechanisms are irreplaceable, as the ASEAN-led mechanisms are vital to build trust, establish rules and norms, as well as engage and socialize major powers into multilateral frameworks. ASEAN-led mechanisms can also promote multilateral cooperation and dialogues between the major powers with conflicting interests, especially on regional security issues. ASEAN is an integral part in the Indo-Pacific strategy, as Southeast Asia lies at the heart of the Indo-Pacific region, so it cannot be bypassed. Maritime security cooperation is a critical aspect of the Indo-Pacific strategy, and it is also something that the ASEAN states can emphasize to advance cooperation with other Indo-Pacific partners. This is because the SLOCs in the region are not only affected by traditional security issues, but also by non-traditional security challenges such as piracy and armed robbery, human smuggling and trafficking, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, IUUF, and etc. All of these issues requires multilateral efforts to tackle. Maintaining the safety and security of the SLOCs is a common interest of all regional countries, including those without an Indo-Pacific strategy. Furthermore, multilateral cooperation in non-traditional security issues can also help reduce tensions caused by the maritime territorial disputes in the region, and also by the geopolitical rivalry between the US and China. Such cooperation can also strengthen the rule of law in the Indo-Pacific. On the other hand, the Indo-Pacific strategy also has implications on regional geopolitics too. Middle powers like Japan, Australia, and India are playing greater role in regional affairs. Therefore, there are discussions that a middle power agency could possibly be formed. It could be an alternative to the binary options between the US and China. Japan could potentially take a leadership role in the middle power agency. Besides, the Indo-Pacific strategy also exacerbates the US-China great power rivalry, increasing the risk of bipolarization in the region. Under such circumstances, ASEAN states eschew picking sides and seeks to remain neutral by adopting the hedging strategy. That's all from me today, and thank you and have a nice day. Please don't forget to subscribe to MIMA TV too for latest updates.